I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. The all-new 23 Mercedes Benz GLC.
300 4MATIC without launch control.
I think that was that EQ boost or whatever.
Not bad at all.
Horsepower and torque.
255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque from a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder with a 48-volt mild hybrid.
Okay, I don't know if it's EQ boost then, if it's just a mild hybrid.
I think they still call it EQ boost.
Okay, so let me put it into comfort. Driving normally.
Chilling. 2 gears.
I feel that boost.
Yes, but the shifts from this 9-speed auto are really smooth when you're just letting the transmission do its thing.
Okay, so everything is refreshed here, but
it's all new.
Yeah, all new, but it doesn't look all new, but it kind of does. But how you can really tell is inside, because we have this infotainment, which I have come around to kind of be all right with and like.
And it is 6 degrees towards the driver because this is a driver's SUV, just like the C300 that we previously reviewed. So this is the SUV version of that, including the powertrain and the interior.
And I have been playing around with all the tech, been getting used to it, have been training myself to understand everything on the infotainment, and there is a lot of nice fun stuff here that is actually super, super impressive to everyone.
Yeah, and we now prefer this system over BMW's new system, the iDrive 8. We haven't experienced 8.5 yet.
All right, unfortunately, you need to go back to be diagnosed by the tech team, so we will have a different BMW now. But I think the most impressive thing would be to get a set of TuxMat for this car. And if you would like to get a set of TuxMat for your car, TuxMat is doing a secret word treasure hunt for a chance to win a set of TuxMat. Head over to the website in the description below and enter by submitting the correct secret answer that you'll find by watching this video.
Take a look at the sample TuxMat we've got riding along with us. Oh, look at that. Maximum coverage. Covers so much of this interior. Yuri's got some mustard to spray on here.
Oh, look at that. Keep your carpets clean.
Oh, man. It makes me want a hot dog right now. Go to TuxMat.com for full details.
For the contest.
Is this real mustard?
It's real. Why would I have fake mustard?
I don't know.
How would you even get fake mustard?
I don't know. It's a real good mustard.
It's pretty good. This is the website for full details and all the rules.
Including subscribing to us. Yes, you do actually have to subscribe to the Straight Pipes to win and enter this contest.
So the techie stuff I like. Starting everything off, when I get into the car, I got the fingerprint reader and I actually signed everything in, got it set up so I could do that there, and then it automatically goes to my seating position, which I dialed in by my height, and it was a little weird. It wasn't how I usually sit, but it made sense.
Oh, because you use the automatic system.
Yeah, for my height.
That's cool.
And then I change it to Mercedes Benz, and once in a while it'll be like, welcome, Mercedes Benz. And then this does have MBU X, and it's MBU X2. So then you could play Sirius XM 90s on 9. Play 90s on 9 on Sirius XM.
Could you repeat that?
Hey BMW, play Sirius Radio.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I seem to be somewhat hard of hearing.
And we also have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Is it wired or wireless or both?
Both.
Perfect.
And Apple CarPlay is always showing at the top left, which is nice because you can get to it with one button, which is all I ever want to do, is get the stuff with one button. And then back to the Sirius XM, we got Tune Mix. I was pretty much just listening to Utopia 341 the whole time, and the sound system is awesome. Burmeister,
yeah, it's real good.
I really enjoy it. You know, sometimes you have like a good drive when you're listening to good music, and you're just like, this is great.
Yeah, this is one.
I had that with this setup.
Perfect. And then we still do have our little bit of sort of hard-ish buttons down here for our drive modes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was cool. And then another gimmick I liked with that, I went to off-road mode, and then I activated the drive program, pressed home, swiped over to my off-road menu, and then I can click my camera button and I see the under the hood camera. Like, what's under me right there?
I don't know, Yuri. Now I know.
Kind of like
dirt.
Kind of like a Range Rover and stuff.
Yeah.
It's augmented. That's cool. And then you go a little faster and it shows your I'm a Jeff pilot
yeah,
stuff.
It looks like a cockpit or what I imagine pilots see.
They drive a little faster and it goes away, so then I can put it back to Eco or Sport.
It's cool. It is really impressive. The cameras are really good in this car.
Yeah, fun stuff for off-roading. Then you do have like full 360 cameras, which I like for parking. It doesn't show you your actual wheel like a Kia, Hyundai, or Genesis would. It's got the augmented stuff, so it was a little tricky to get like super close to curbs and make sure I didn't scratch anything.
But you didn't scratch these lovely looking wheels though.
I like these wheels a lot.
I like them a lot too.
They're cool. What would be the Continental recommended tire for a GLC 300?
The Extreme Contact DWS 06 Plus, and for winter, the Viking Contact 7.
Put on your winter tires right now. And make sure you only buy Contis. They start trying to sell you something else at the store. You say no. If they're out of Contis, say no, I'm leaving.
That's right. Continental winter tires. It's Continental tires.
And if you live in Arizona, don't worry about it.
Continental tires.
And then another cool thing to impress people, which I feel like is the main thing this does, is just be very impressive to everyone who gets in. You can spin it around if you're in vehicle settings, and it's very fluid. I don't even think this is Unreal Engine.
I don't think so either. This is a Mercedes engine.
You can pinch.
Oh,
sweet.
you can zoom out too.
And then can you do augmented while driving? You must be able to. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
You just gotta go slow enough.
Slower. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The wheels actually spin.
Oh, and it even tells you kind of like where the front bumper is going to hit something.
What I'm waiting for is the first company to make the car actually bounce.
Like over potholes or something, like the tires and things.
I want to see the body move up and down or whatever based off what the dampers are actually doing.
Yeah,
then that'll be the next level for like 2030 cars.
So not bounce, just like feel the actual impact and what the dampers are doing.
I want to see the car move or the tires move in the augmented display.
I'm gonna guess Rolls-Royce is gonna be the first.
No, 2030, man, 2030.
That's when Rolls-Royce goes full EV.
No, Rolls-Royce will just do what BMW does, right? They can't do it until BMW does it.
Yeah.
Then we also have really good ambient lighting, like always. Like, it's bright outside, you can't see it, but at night, when it's dusk, we have multicolor stuff or whatever.
I can still see it.
Yeah, but you can't see it as well. And I love how, like, you can see the lines right here, but the lines that you can't see, it does such a good job of just making it glow and not seeing just like a bright LED that's ugly.
Yeah, no, it's always impressive in Mercedes interiors.
Yeah, and this one is no different. Like, do you like these little vents here?
Oh yeah, they're great.
Nice and clicky.
I don't know about the click, but I guess that's when you know you're centered.
And then with our climate, which is really nice, a lot of companies don't do, you can actually, even though it's all touch at the bottom, but it's always there, you can make it go to the windshield, to the middle, and to the feet all at once, which I still don't understand why some companies won't let you do windshield and middle.
Yeah, good job Mercedes for doing that.
Okay, then our steering wheel gets a little tricky here to use, but I have figured it out. The hardest part to figure out was how to dial in my exact speed on cruise control. I set it at like 56. I'm like, how do I go to 57? I clicked up and it went to 60. I clicked down, it went to 50. I held it and it started going up faster. Then you need to slide up and slide down to get that single digit.
Yeah.
But then this doesn't have the full adaptive cruise package. That's one package on top of this that this is missing, which I think does kind of suck. Like, you do want to add that because it's such a good feature to have.
Yeah, because Mercedes is one of those systems that's actually really good at that feature.
So we do have a nice head-up display in here too, and you can change it all with the home button through the screen. You have so many different versions of things you can change it to, and with the gauge cluster. Once you learn how to customize this, it is very, very, very fun and impressive for everyone else who's watching. Next impressive thing, your window switches.
Oh yeah, what about them?
Is there anything not absolutely impressive about that? Like, how cool does it look? I guess you're used to it, but like when you think about other window switches,
yes,
so much nicer. And then listen to this, listen to this. How quiet is this window?
It's normal.
That's really quiet. Going up?
Bro, you're used to like garbage cars.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I'm a Mercedes owner. This is all normal to me.
We're going to compare that sound to the sound in your Mercedes. You're going to sound like...
I didn't say SL.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't say SL. I'm a multi-Mercedes owner.
Okay, okay. Oh, and on top of all that logging in and stuff too, I was also logged into the app as well, so I could remote start this, and then it told me the temperature inside when it was warming up. But that's pretty much it. It didn't have like crazy features like a Tesla did where I could like make it drive and do things like that. It was pretty much just for remote start, which you get a year free of, and then you have to subscribe and renew it after that. But then you could also see it on a map and stuff too, and
that's cool.
And your range, which I guess would probably be better if it was like a full electric model, which they do have a plug-in hybrid in Europe that we don't get. All right, your turn to drive, and let me come to a full stop.
Those brakes feel weird. Feels normal over here.
I got pretty used to it.
Switch this dynamic mode into sport, and let's go. Brake boost, send it.
Feels faster from the passenger seat.
does, but it's definitely not slow from this seat. What I do notice is the pumped-in audio. It is kind of excessive in this car, where I didn't notice that so much in the C300, so I'm gonna floor it again, and that's in sport mode. So you can actually change that through your dynamic modes. You can change that in individual or just customize it with this little gear icon, and then you can kind of tone that right down. So if I was to do that again in comfort mode, it'll be a lot quieter. It's definitely not as annoying, but it's like this weird pitch.
Yeah, and while I was just chill driving it with my kid in the back seat the whole week, I don't think I really floored it at all.
Yeah, speaking of your kid in the back seat, we had to actually move your seat to forward facing because there was no room in this car having it rear facing, so I didn't fit at all, and you barely fit.
Yeah, with a rear facing seat, this might not be the best if you need someone to sit in the passenger seat.
That's right. Get something slightly larger, like a GLE. That's the one above this.
On tsp.truecar.com.
Go to tsp.truecar.com.
GLE bounced.
You could get a bounce mode on the GLE.
They stopped making that, right?
I don't remember.
I'd go back and get that exact model that we had that bounced. That was the coolest.
That was the coolest.
For memes?
Yeah. But the way this drives is amazing. It is so nice and luxurious. Like, the steering is so light. The suspension, even though it's not air suspension, and it's not adaptive. So Mercedes on the website says that it's selective, which basically when you change the drive mode, it doesn't change the suspension settings. But when you're chucking it into a corner, the suspension automatically does what it needs to do and it firms up the dampers. So it's like its own version of adaptive dampers that you can't customize.
And it's got like brake torque vectoring too, I think.
Yeah, so I'll send it through Cliche Corner in a bit, but on the road, just driving normally, this is very, very, very comfortable and does feel very luxurious with this light steering. I really like it. Very reminiscent of the C300 because this is just a bigger version of that car.
It's just chill.
Yeah, okay, so Cliche Corner. It is going to understeer because it's not a rear bias system. It's not an AMG. There's the understeer in the wet. And other than that, I mean, it handles pretty well for the wet. Can't say too much.
Did anybody ever used to say in the wet before we started watching Formula One? Like when you were like... it
was Top Gear.
When you're 25
Top Gear is where
years
I got in the wet from.
In the wet.
It's because all the lap times were in the wet.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's right. I thought it was from Formula One too.
Nah, Formula One probably got it from Top Gear.
Formula One says in the wet too,
Yeah,
right?
now.
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought it was Formula One, but yeah, it is Top Gear. You're right.
But you don't really notice the EQ boost. Like, yes, you do get some extra horsepower and a bunch more torque from the 48-volt mild hybrid, but you don't notice when you get it. It's very seamless. So, like, I don't know what I'm getting, like, when I'm getting it, which is a good sign of how the car works well. And
it's like in the engine or something. It's not like separate motors at the front or whatever.
Right, that's why it's like a mild hybrid. It's nothing crazy, but it is nice.
But you do feel like a little bit of boost from it, for sure.
Yeah. And then fuel economy is worse than the C300 just because it's a larger vehicle, even though it has the same powertrain. So it's a combined 9.8 liters per 100 kilometers or 24 miles per gallon, which is still pretty decent for something like this.
I think I'd go this over C300 just because there's so much more like trunk room. Like when you pop that open, like it feels big. And it looks like the same size as my CX-5.
Yeah, and I actually think this looks better than the C300. Like, I don't really like that little sedan anymore.
Well, we're really into the way the new Mercedes SUVs looks with the design language.
Exactly.
Currently, so that makes sense for that too, right?
Although a C63 looks pretty sick. But yeah, let's talk about some looks. The front end looks really good. Like, we got these kind of nice slits for the headlights now.
Yeah, I think the best part is the Mercedes Star grille.
Yes. It's just Mercedes stars everywhere.
Yeah, and I've always liked the Mercedes grills that are like the
pin
logo
grills.
and then the things that come out the side.
Yeah, and then we already talked about the wheels. They are fantastic, and then the back end also.
I wouldn't say
good.
Fantastic. They're definitely like good.
For a base model, they're fantastic. My expectations are relative to what I'm reviewing.
You expect steel wheels?
I mean, it could be a lot worse, let's just say that. But it's kind of electric-y with like the extra kind of girth around the outside of the wheel.
Yeah, no, they're cool.
Yeah, and then the back end's pretty normal, nothing crazy back there. Exhaust tips?
Yeah, let's listen to it from the outside.
And the exhaust tips are super fake.
Yeah. Can you put it in neutral and rev it all the way to red line while driving?
I doubt it, Yuri. 5,000. It's pretty high, actually.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can we do neutral drops while driving?
I don't think so. See that pumped in?
It's really not that bad.
Yeah, I just don't like the
in my opinion. Okay, other thing, look, we got this
swipe to open,
swipe to open moonroof. And apparently I saw in one of the videos, there's an auto rain sense and close feature, but I opened it in the rain and it didn't close itself. So maybe you need to have it open before it starts raining. I saw the video from Auto Alex, he did like a full walk around video, and then there was also a funny Mercedes video like introducing this. There was like a fake director was trying to.
There we go.
A fake director was trying to direct it, and George Russell was in it. So let's hear some driving impressions from George Russell.
George, I needed to go off-road. I need to warm up these tires. It drives so good. Box.
George is just sleeping in there like a baby. I need the car for my climax.
Hey, hey, this is amazing. Can't wait to try the AMG version.
Oh, thank you, George.
But yeah, that was like the most entertaining car ad commercial for 15 minutes that I've ever watched. So other companies take note.
Did George Russell use the words mild hybrid for spicy power? Because that's what the Mercedes website says.
I don't know.
Spicy power.
But I could see him using that.
Marketing be marketing.
I mean, that's all right. At least they're having fun with it.
Yeah, they are having fun with it. And it is not bad. Like, this is for an entry-level car. Not entry-level because there are A's below this, like CLA.
Yeah, GLB is even smaller than this.
Yeah, well, it's technically below this. I don't know if it's actually smaller. It's kind of confusing what they did with that car. But anyways, I did see a GLB 35 recently. I'm like, that looks pretty sick. Like, it actually looks really good. But let's talk about this interior. Seats, really comfortable, like really, really comfortable. They do look a little bit cheap just because of the material on them, but no issues with comfort. Rear seats, I actually fit behind myself, shockingly. You can see where they scooped out so much of the back of the front seat, which is why I'm able to fit.
Yeah, so much scoop.
And then we do have heated seats, no cooled, because entry-level Mercedes.
Yeah.
I don't even think you can on an X3 yet either.
I'm not sure. There is a lot of very specific spec stuff that my mind can't comprehend. I can't
I
take in
try
that
and
much
remember,
information.
yeah.
I am not Andrea from Motormouth. She is just, she knows everything.
Human spec sheet.
I can't. I can't.
There's also a coupe version of the AMG versions of this car as well.
Coupe all day.
Yeah. But I mean, this thing does look really good.
Okay, how about our visors?
Let's find out.
Oh, they're like hard to get out.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Good job.
And then our cup holders, you know, we got this little thing that covers, and we can move that out of the way, and then it's got a pretty cool cup holders.
As you spill the coffee.
I mean, let's look. It's got one of those that can go out like this.
Yeah.
How do I make it? Do I push down? Yeah.
Just like a Hyundai, I think. Or a Kia. One of those.
And then this also has a dash cam mode. There's a little camera there, or you can swipe down and you can to your favorites and click loop record or single record, but you need to have a USB drive plugged in. So I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I probably should have that figured out by the time we edit this video. But there's no normal USB, only USB-C. So I've never seen a USB-C, like a USB drive.
I imagine they exist, but I also haven't
never
seen
it.
one.
Yeah. And I haven't been on a press trip in a while, so like usually you get that collection of.
They don't give those out anymore.
Ah man, those were the days.
Yeah, no.
Just stacks and stacks of 32 gigabyte.
Yeah, they send it out in advance, and you gotta like watch it at home.
But how do you like this favorite screen?
Yeah, it's nice. It's so big that like there's no problem to hit all these buttons when you're driving.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to figure it all out, but once you like train yourself, then it's pretty easy. And lastly, you know how we joke around about like subscribing to seats and subscribing to turning wheels and stuff?
Heated seats, yes.
Yeah, this has a bunch of stuff in the settings that shows you what things you own permanently, and then you can also go to the store and buy one thing that's showing up for me here.
The AMG track pace.
Yes. And I am logged in, and it's like $360. I'm nervous that if I click it, because it's in my cart, it'll buy it, but it won't get charged to me, so I don't know if I should do that.
Yeah.
But
well, anyways, you can.
But it looks like we're getting steps farther than the last Mercedes we drove.
Yeah, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, it's cool that you can download stuff and you actually get it permanently.
Track pace, bro.
You don't have to subscribe every year and renew your track pace.
You don't want to buy track pace? Right now, we can just buy it right now for the next car journalist.
Oh,
They're going to have to change the spec sheet a little bit.
Oh, Rolls Royce.
Wow.
He's not stopping.
I wouldn't stop either.
Heck yeah.
Hey.
That guy looked like he owned a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Was that guy wearing a fur coat?
I think so. That was the typical. Too bad we couldn't get on the dash cam because I don't have a USB-C hard drive. And then also this has automatic parking, which I used, which is funny though because it doesn't have the adaptive stuff, even though it probably uses like the same motors.
Oh, the
stuff.
sensors and stuff?
But it was fun taking my hands off and parking automatically.
Causing a hazard for everybody else?
Yeah, someone did park next to me, got out and got to the bank and couldn't line in front of me before I parked.
Yeah.
Which did suck. I'm like, oh, if I parked myself, I would have been first. But
exactly.
you know, I'm patient when I go to the bank. So with all that out of the way, I think it's time we get to the price.
This one starts at $58,900.
Canadian.
And this one is optioned to $74,085. As an entry-level luxury car, I'm going to keep calling it entry-level. Yes, I know there's cars below this. I guess it's a pretty good price these days, in line with BMWs and Audis.
I feel like you need to bump up to the adaptive cruise and all that stuff.
Yeah, which isn't that much more. I think it's like $2,000 or $3,000 more.
Yeah, but you can't get that without getting the stuff below it. Like,
right.
It's incremental.
Yes.
But like,
you check one option box on the Mercedes websites. Oh, you actually have to add 6 more.
4 different packages, and I think the packages are like simplified. They were saying too.
Yep.
Which is easier to understand, like what you're getting. I get it, but yeah, I would say get the adaptive stuff on it. And for the secret word, go to 6 minutes and 26 seconds and look at the top left.
And don't forget to enter the contest with TuxMat. Go to the website for full details, and we'll see you guys at the next video.
Good luck guessing what the secret word was. The word was mustard.
Oh!